Hello, friends. It's January 26th, 2022, the year of our Lord, uh, the, uh, the time of disintegration, Kali Yuga, right? Um, I'm reviewing the first two albums by two of the best, uh, punk rock bands, because I like punk rock. I like simple, aggressive music. Um, I got a bass. My brother lent me a bass a week ago, so I've been messing around with it, mostly just learning punk rock bass lines because they're very simple. The first thing I did was learn the bass line to Six Pack off of this album, Damaged. And anyway, Damaged and Fresh Fruit for Rotten Vegetables were the two punk albums I got as soon as I got into punk. They came out around the same time from the same state, right? They came out like 80, 81. Dead Kennedys from the Bay Area up north, and then obviously Black Flag in Southern California. Uh, but they're two perfect records. Greg Ginn writes everything on the Black Flag record, apparently. Although he has Dez doing rhythm guitar backing vocals. Dez used to sing, Keith used to sing, Henry sings this record. There's versions of songs on this record that Keith sing that I prefer, such as Gimme Gimme Gimme. But anyway, Henry, Jello, they're both terrible singers in terms of technical ability. Like their vocal range is very bad. They don't sing in key, and yeah, so they're bad vocalists technically, but the technical simplicity of this is what's so encouraging about it, and like the DIY attitude of punk. Um, what I found inspiring about it, because if I listen to Emerson, Lake and Palmer, I'm never going to be able to do that, but I might be able to play Six Pack. The first day I had a bass, I could play Six Pack. Um, so anyway, it's reducing rock to its simplest elements. Rise Above is the first song on this record. It's a great song, it's very anthemic. And if you actually deconstruct the riff of Rise Above, every single song on this record is the same riff, basically, of Rise Above. The Rise Above riff is that. And then it goes into the. That part, the second part, the bridge part or whatever, before the main riff, variations of that are what Thirsty and Miserable is, or what Gimme Gimme is that I could play if I had a guitar or a bass. I could show you how they're very simple kind of variations on the same formulas, few riffs. But the lyrics are great. The lyrics express like depression, anger, isolation, not fitting in a very beautiful way. Rise Above is very like anthemic and kind of like the most optimistic song on the record. Uh, it sort of it's like a mission statement to be like, we're not going to be controlled by you. We're tired of your abuse. Try to stop us. It's no use. Rise above. We're gonna rise above. And then spray paint. You're just spray paint. It's like, okay, this is what the record sounds like. It's just like it's brutal, it's sloppy, it's aggressive, it's atonal. Six Pack. That bass line is one of my favorite bass lines, as I just said. That's the first thing. It's like the reason that I had a bass a week ago is to play Six Pack, basically. Mostly I play along with Ramones songs. Just pretend to be Dee Dee. It's fun. You can just go on YouTube and look up bass taps. What I see is kind of funky. It starts with like a weird little bass thing that's like this little doublet riff, and then anyway, it's an interesting song musically on this record, where a lot of the songs are kind of monotonous after a while, honestly. It's kind of a slog of a listen. I hadn't listened to this record in a while. I just re listened before this. TV Party is next. I love this song. This song is absolutely amazing. I wouldn't be without my TV for a day or even a minute. Don't even bother to use my brain anymore. There's nothing left in it. This is very melodic. This is very like a pretty song. That if you didn't like the rest of the record, you could listen to TV Party and probably be okay. Because it's kind of like a parody of like a surf rock, garage rock kind of anthem. And then the lyrics just have this really like bleak perspective on kind of how people are becoming dumber because of technology. Which today that would be like YouTube Party probably, right? Thirsty and Miserable, great song. Basically, to me, sounds like a worse version of Gimme Gimme Gimme, which is one of my favorite songs on the record. I'm sitting here like a loaded gun waiting to go off. I got nothing to do but shoot my mouth off, so gimme, gimme, gimme. Give me some more. I'm gonna go out, get something for my head. If I don't, I'm gonna wind up dead. So gimme, I forget. Anyway, it's a great song. Police Story's a good song. Depression opens the second half of the record. It's a great song about depression. Can't break free. It's gonna kill me. Room 13. It's a good song. This was Damaged too. These Damaged, they get more into like deconstructing poetic kind of free association about like my feelings, my. They stop trying to rhyme. They stop trying to like have structure as much. Kind of a preview of where they go with My War, where they just completely decimate the form of music and make. Anyway, I'll talk about My War when I talk about My War. No More is one of my favorite songs on the record. It starts with just like a single slow note that speeds up. So it's just like doom, 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 and then a bass just plays one note. Doom, doom, doom. It's slowly, fast. And then you're back into the back into the Black Flag thing with Henry Rollins screaming about how he's gonna die and the world is evil and he can't take it anymore. Life of Pain starts out. I feel like Life of Pain is the one. Let me see. Yeah, Life of Pain starts out with like this slow, like quad, like it stays in that for a while. So it stays in this slow, kind of like orchestrated thing rather than that like fast, just like breakbeat Cookie Monster that their most of the record is. And then it eventually becomes that. Eventually becomes everything turns into that on this record, and then ends with Damaged One, which is even more deconstructed than Damaged Two. It's kind of like this album is like somebody losing their mind, their brain falling apart, and I love the entire record. I think my favorite songs are No More, Gimme, 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 TV Party, Six Pack, probably. Robo plays good drums on it. I like Chuck Dukowski's bass lines, and Gin's guitar. It's like kind of perverted surf rock, which a lot of the garage bands are kind of like perverted surf rock. Like it's just the Pixies. There's a lot of perverted surf rock. There's on the Dead Kennedys record, Fresh Fruit for Rotten Vegetables, song like Funland at the Beach, or their cover of Viva Las Vegas is like doing that surf rock thing, but punk, distorted, angry version of surf garage rock. And I love Jello Biafra's lyrics. I think his voice is really grating and nasally and annoying, but his lyrics are really offensive, so it kind of suits it. It's also just reassuring to know that you can be technically bad at singing and still sing in a band. You can be technically bad at playing instruments and still create beautiful music that people like. East Bay Ray plays guitar, Klaus Florid on bass, and Ted on drums. It's a solid band. This is a more technically competent band than Black Flag. So the album, to me, I listen to it more. because it doesn't fall into the monotony, because there's a bunch of different shifts and tempos and melodies, and they have more tricks up their sleeve in terms of chops. Kill the Poor opens the record. It's a great song. It's about a neutron bomb that would kill all the poor people, and then no more welfare tax to pay. Sun greets down on a brand new day, right? Also, anyway, so it's not a. It sounds like a slow surf rock melodic song. It doesn't sound very punky. That efficiency and progress is ours once more. Now that we have the new drum, it's like it has a slow intro, and then it's like doom 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 doom. So I guess that's kind of like a punk surf rock thing, but it doesn't really sound punk. Forward to Death is where it sounds punk. Forward to Death, one of my favorite songs of the record. I don't need this fucking world, this world brings me down. Gag with every breath. I don't need this fucking world, this world brings me down. I'm looking forward to death. This is a song I listen to a lot. Too much. When You Get Drafted is great. It's kind of like a fun shuffle, mid-tempo. Or no, When You Get Drafted is like intense. It's like that that drug me, that chemical warfare, that fast. When you get drafted. But Let's Lynch the Landlord is what I was thinking of. That's the slower. That's that. And it's just about, killing your landlord. Drug Me. I feel like the song Drug Me and the song Chemical Warfare, they sound like they're playing in my head all the time. Like, I just feel like my brain feels like Drug Me. That like. And I adore this song. Drug Me might be my favorite song on the record. Forward to Death and Drug Me and Chemical Warfare are some of my favorite songs on the record. Chemical Warfare just like collapses into this crazy chaos of guitar noise, screaming and stuff, and then goes back into the fast punk. It's a very cool song. Opening side 2 is California Uber Alice, which is one of their all-time classic songs. The lyrics are amazing. You've been to school for a year or two, and you've seen it all. I Kill Children, solid punk rock song. Stealing People's Mail is fun. I like stealing people's mail. They were early. They're in 1980. They were talking about stealing people's mail before all these package thieves, before the Amazon delivery. They were just stealing letters. Now people are stealing like PS5s. Anyway, Funland at the Beach is next. Ill in the Head sounds like a Devo song to me, and I love it. I love Devo. And then Holiday in Cambodia is one of the best songs on the record, obviously. Iconic bass line. Again, this is one of the first things I learned when I picked up a bass, because it's just like I think it's just like 9, 8, 7 on one string. And the bass line for Six Pack is 3/6 on the low string, and then you go back on the other string and then 3/6. It's like very, very simple. It's very, very like fun to like learn how. Oh, I can actually play this. I actually understand this song completely. I could pick up any instrument and perform this. There's something that, I don't know, makes it more enjoyable to me if I feel like I completely understand what a thing is. It's not hard to sing as well as Jello Biafra or as well as Henry Rollins. They don't have very good voices. And there's the fun Viva Las Vegas cover, closes the record. Just kind of making fun of Elvis and just the absurdity of that being on the record is fun for everybody. Fun times, fun land at the beach. Fun fruits. These two records really like taught me the kind of DIY ethic of punk rock, to produce your own culture, which is the exact reason that I'm doing this, is to make my own thing, even if it sucks, even if it's 2 chords, even if my voice is bad. I'm going to make my thing because I want to creatively express myself. So it's 15 minutes exactly.